Once there was just a normal guy who lived a pretty normal life. To be completely honest, no one really knows much about him. Sure, there were little bits and pieces of his life scattered here and there for those who took the time to ask. A fan of video games, films, and the occasional horror film or two. But outside of this, no one really knew much of this person. Not even his true name. One day, tragedy struck in the form of an unexpected accident. The young man's body was completely destroyed, leaving not even a trace of his form to provide evidence that he had even existed at all. As his spirit left his body, he watched his own corpse dissolving before his very eyes in the passenger seat of the car. Time seemed frozen for the young man at that moment. Was this really how things were going to end? Was he to forever remain a nameless person whose existence was slowly and surely erased from the world? As if it wasn't bad enough to die in a wreck, he didn't even have anything left for anyone to remember him by. Hours crept by, despite time feeling as though it were at a standstill. And then death appeared. The young man looked toward the cloaked hooded figure wielding its ominous scythe, and knew that this was the end. Death's touch would fall upon him and he would begin his journey into the afterlife. However, the Grim Reaper had other plans. Leaning forward, the Reaper's piercing red eyes bore into him from the shadows of his hood.
This is not the end. Not for you. No.
He paused, and the young man, as if it were possible, felt a chill run through his ethereal form.
This is only the beginning.
A feeling of terror washed over him as death's energy seemed to swirl around him, causing the young man to scream as he felt his ghostly body warping into something sinister. The darkness crept all around him, and soon his spiritual form rattled and clicked as he took on the figure of human bones. A black cloak fell across his skeleton, silencing the rattling of his bones, and in his spiny, clean white fingers gripped the handle of a deadly scythe. When he looked around, the Reaper was gone. What was going to happen to him now? What was he supposed to do?
Your destiny awaits you. Your new journey has only just begun.
What did that mean? What did his destiny entail? But at that moment, under the light of the full moon, everything suddenly became clear to him. It was as if this was his purpose all along. Feeling the jaw of his skull shifting, one could see the faintest of smirks across his features before he slowly pulled the hood over his head, disappearing into the night. Soon, a new legend was born, and spread out to those who wished to hear it and were willing to believe. If you ever wonder what happened to the young man, to know what became of his story, simply wander into any cemetery just at the stroke of midnight. A dense fog will appear beneath the pale moonlight, and you will see him sitting on a tombstone, a hooded figure shrouded in darkness, wielding a scythe that promises death but will not grant it. No, for you will quickly notice that a tome, a book, is clutched in his other hand. He has been waiting for you. He has been waiting for you to come and make a request of him. He knows you will ask him who he is, but he will not tell you. Instead, he will wait for you to ask him the more appropriate question. What is the book that he holds in his hand? You will hear his teeth clack within the shadow of his hood. You will know this as a smile, and he will set down his scythe, open the book, and begin telling you a story. The pages of the tome contain countless numbers of tales of horrors, the pages seemingly endless. He will not kill you, and he will not take your soul, but he will terrify you for a time with his stories. After he has finished chilling you to the bone, he will leave you with a few simple words.
It's always scarier if it's true.
And then, like the fog, he will begin to lift and vanish into the darkness before your very eyes. His name, URMAKER.
Hey everyone, I hope all of you enjoyed the video. First off, I would like to thank Eden for writing this origin story. I think she did an amazing job with this concept, and I'm very grateful that she would help me out with this. And I would also like to give a big thank you to Troubled Dreams for lending his talents in bringing this story to life. Please check out both of their channels, the links can be found below. Last but not least, I would like to personally congratulate URMAKER for reaching 100,000 subscribers. I've had the honor of working with him a couple of times, and I'm very glad to see his channel doing so well. Here's to another 100,000, buddy. As for the rest of you, thank you so much for all your support. Please share, like, and comment, and if you're new, become one with the unity by hitting the subscribe button. There's nothing wrong with a little darkness in your life, as long as you never forget. There's always a reason to be afraid. So I've been compared to Batman on more than one occasion, and I honestly don't hear it. I don't think I sound anything like Batman, but for all of you who think I do, this is for you. I am vengeance. I am the night. I'm Batman.